I don't understand that. You can ask through the Freedom of Information Act for the minutes of the Planning Commission meeting, and I'm sure a lot of that would be in the Planning Commission meeting.
No, it's not. We've got video of it. They won't tell us what's going in there.
Well, I don't understand that, because it should be whatever comes to the city council, it should be in there.
And you're not curious about why that is. You're just going to shrug your shoulders and go, wow, that's a mystery, huh?
I have 100 other people calling me.
And what is more important about them than me?
Well, a lot of them have lost a lot of food because of the electrical outages over this last weekend. And I would say right now that's more important.
Okay, so them needing food right now is more important than my grandmother getting COPD from some kind of shady land deal. This is what you're saying? I mean, when you're going to tell me that other people are more important than anybody, you really need to validate that and back it up with something.
Well, I can see that we can't communicate, and I would suggest you call your city councilman and talk to them about it.
Yeah, now you've communicated very clearly that you have devalued my thoughts and opinions on this. You're devaluing my life and the lives of the people that live up there. I understand that there are other people that are also really important. However, if you are so overwhelmed by this that you can't call your own planning commission and say, hey, what are y'all putting in up there? I don't feel like you're doing a very good job. You should be able to multitask to some degree.
I have to go through channel 2, and that will come to me later. When we have a process that I have to abide by, I'm just one.
But you said it's just as simple as calling up the city clerk and asking them for the information. You just said that.
That's right. And you're a citizen. You can do that.
You're not a citizen?
I'm not in a position right now to make any decision. That's what I'm telling you. I am not in a position until it comes to the city council of making any decision.
You can't decide to call the city clerk and just ask them what's going on this piece of land. You can't make a decision to make a 3-minute phone call over a decision that affects hundreds of people's lives.
What are you going to do if I tell you what's going to go on there? What if I find that out and was able to tell you? What are you going to do with that information?
Make a more informed decision.
Well, that should have happened at the city planning or even before the city planning.
But your city planners failed to do that. The city planners that you appointed to that position failed to do that.
Well, I don't know that they have, because I haven't seen the information.
Well, you could make a 2-minute call and just ask them, hey, what are y'all putting in? They could say, oh, we told everybody it's such and such. You know, it would take 2 minutes to totally prove me wrong, but you're saying you can't do that.
Well, you're going to have to wait, and I'm going to wait, because there's too many other things that are on my agenda right now. And I know that it's important for your mother's health, or your grandmother's health, I guess, your grandmother's health. But it may not affect her health. Whatever's going on there, and I recommend whatever that is, it may not affect her health too. So it may or may not be important. But I know there's a number of other things and a number of these other calls that I have to make that are important. And I have a full-time job. And that's why I'm calling you here at 6:30, because I haven't been home. I haven't had there yet. You know,
if you're overwhelmed, just step back. I mean, if this is too much for you, this is something you should consider not doing again in the future.
Thank you for your judgment.
Well, you're saying...
You call your city council in your district. This property is not in my city council district.
Yes. I'm just stunned at the complete lack of concern that you can't make a 2-minute phone call and ask what's going in there, so that...
This point is not a priority for me to do that, and I'm not going to do it right now. I'm not going to.
Okay, well, we will make sure everyone in your district knows that that's how you feel about it. Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to continue on being a politician. It sounds like it's really overwhelming for you anyway.
I'm not doing this as a politician. I'm doing this to try to make independence better.
No, you're not. You just totally disregard all these hundreds of people in Independence that are facing this shady land deal.
I have to question your judgment. And you're focused on one thing and one thing only, and you don't care about anybody else. You have to care about everybody, not just what's best for you, but what's best for everybody. So you've got to see the broader picture.
The broader picture? What is the broader picture? That you can't make time to make a 2-minute phone call and ask what's going in on this chunk of land that affects hundreds of people's lives.
Right now, you can ask your city councilman to do it.
Yes, I've already done that. I've left messages with everyone. I've called the city clerk myself. I've called the planning commission and the community development department. I've done all of the things that everyone's told me to do, but no one will tell me what they're planning to put on that piece of land.
Okay. And they probably wouldn't tell me either.
And you admit that's highly unusual.
It is.
And it does, but it doesn't concern you at all. It doesn't bother you. You think, oh, I'm sure it's fine.
Nothing's going to happen until it comes to the city council. I'm not concerned right now because nothing's going to happen until we discuss it.
Yeah, but
we have the information and discuss it.
You've shown that you're clearly not concerned about this. You think it might be fine for my grandmother. You can make that judgment about, well, maybe she'll be fine without having any information at all.
No, I haven't made that decision because I've not made any decision. I haven't seen any information. Now, I've got several other phone calls to make, and I think that we have gotten to the end of our talking because there's nothing else that I can do for you.
Okay, so in a fraction of the time that you've spent with me, you could have called the city clerk and been like, hey, what's going on this land?
They're closed. They close at 5. Well, good luck.
Yeah, you too.